Hello and welcome back to Xpwaste, where Runescape is the reason for the season. I'm Michael.
And I'm not Oxie. And if you're new around here, this is an old school RuneScape podcast where we talk all things RuneScape and sometimes not RuneScape, but I think today is going to be definitely a RuneScape podcast.
100%.
And if you aren't new around here, you already know who I am. But if you are new, I am a guy named Sparre, filling in for Oxie this week.
Thank you so much, Sparre. I appreciate you doing this like super last minute.
I'm always happy to be on.
I messaged Sparre last night, I think it was, at like in the evening for me. I don't remember what time it was for you.
I think it was like 3 p.m. or something for me. I was working a long shift because it was Saturday, so busy restaurant day. So it took me a bit to reply.
Well, a little bit over 24 hours later, he's on the show. He's filling in. Oxie is out of town, I think, this week. He's like back where he was like living before, had some sort of holiday party and wasn't able to make it. And like scheduling wise, I think he was busy the entire weekend. So I normally have another host. His name is Oxie. His name is on the show. And so he should be back not next week, but the week after, because we're taking next week off. And we're going to do, so the rest of this year, it's going to be very exciting. We're going to do the Xpwaste year in review. I think that one might actually be next time we have an episode. And then the episode after that will be our 2025 goals episode. So I'm kind of excited for what we have in store for the next couple of episodes. And then I think like going into January, we have a few more guests lined up. We'll have our annual Hanani episode. I think we're going to try and have Double Shine back on at some point to give like a mid-leagues kind of check-in, see how he's doing, see if anything has changed or not, or met his expectations. So it's going to be an exciting time. And this week is really about like, I think when we have a week off, it's going to be about spending time with family. Because like, I think the day, like Christmas Day here in the US would have been the day that we released the episode. So definitely we're taking that week off like we do every year. But Sparre, again, thank you for being on the show, filling in for Oxie. How are you? When's the last time that you were on the show? We'll do that one first. I can't remember.
It's been a while. Bird was on more recently than I have.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it was Bird or you that was on before last, but was it?
I think it was before I had. Was it before I had you guys on? Like the first time?
Oh, the very first time?
Yeah, I think maybe.
No, surely not.
I think I've only been on the show once. I was thinking about that today. I think
on the show one time?
I think so. Maybe twice, actually.
I feel like we had you and Bird on the show. Have we not? Have we had you guys together yet?
You must have, surely, right?
I can't imagine a world where we haven't.
I think
at least for you guys.
Oh God, maybe not.
Well, we know what we need to do in 2025 is get all four of us on our show. Because I know we've done your show more than once.
Yeah, so I've been on with Oxie. It was me and Oxie. Mm-hmm. And then Bird and Oxie, I think, did an episode.
This is a question for Swole. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, where's Swole
Chaos Cleric?
Where's
Swole?
Someone get the librarian. The historian.
So I want to say the last time that you were on was it was a week where I was out of town.
Yeah.
And I only really go, like, I leave out of town a couple of times per year. And this probably would have been the fall, maybe of 2023. Maybe. So like a year ago when you were on?
Yes. According to the episode 1 year ago, episode 119.
I knew it.
In August.
Okay. Well, it's been a while then. So if you guys don't listen to the Guthix Rest Podcast, first of all, what are you doing with your life? And second of all, if you don't listen, you may not know who Sparre is. So Sparre, if you want to give yourself a quick, 30-second introduction, then people are caught up.
Wait, okay, sorry. Bird has been on twice and I've been on once.
Oh no! Why? This is your second time.
This is my second time. Okay. We've never been on together. That's so interesting. Yeah, anyways, I'm a guy named Sparre. I play a maxed main, and I am one of the co-hosts of the Guthix Rest Podcast, a biannual podcast.
Oh, yeah. Biannual.
Yeah, sister podcast, I guess. The little sister, I guess. And we do a similar show over there, just kind of shooting the shit. Part of my language.
He cussed.
Yeah, do you censor shits, or is it just F-bombs?
No, we don't.
Okay.
Just the F word.
Okay, gotcha.
Which I have been thinking about more and more, why we do that. And does it make sense? But that's a conversation for another time, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we just talk about RuneScape, have a good time. And then, just playing leagues right now. Having a good time with that.
Leagues has been great so far. I think I'm very happy with the way that's turned out.
Yeah, I said
that
pleasantly
last
surprised.
Time, but what are you surprised about most?
So, Bird is a doom and gloomer, and he was pre-leagues going on about how much he was disappointed that it was just another region lock. He was hoping for something different, but I think we both realized the echo weapons and the different relics that are available, as well as the combat masteries, just makes it feel so different that we're both just having a great time. Although I think he might already be done.
He's already done?
We haven't recorded. We're recording in a couple days, but he's been playing Path of Exile 2.
Oh.
For the last 3 or 4 days. Outside of him logging into AFK Karambwans, I don't think he's played like any leagues. All my friends, for some reason, decided Path of Exile 2 is now their game. And I'm the only one still playing the leagues, really.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like leagues is temporary, Path of Exile is forever. So it's very... I don't play any other video games, so there's nothing for me to like relate to with that. But I could see, like, if you were waiting on a big title game to come out, and you really like it, I could see leaving leagues to go do that. Because for a lot of people, at least in TNL, the ones I've interacted with, there are a lot of people who are like, yeah, I did everything I wanted to do already, and they're done. Like,
yeah, I think that's the situation Bird's in, because he went 3 regions that there's not any group content in. And he has no raids. So, like, he's completed CG. He's gotten the Echo items from the DKs. He got his Infernal Cape. I don't remember what his 3rd region is. But he's done everything, basically. Varlamort is his 3rd region. So, like... what is there really for him to do at this point?
Yeah. Is his username Birdfax TM?
TM, yeah.
Birdfax TM. He's 2198 total in the main game?
Yes.
Wow. I did not realize he was that far progressed.
Yeah, he's a bit of a gamer.
And then so I'm looking up his leagues. He already has Rune Cup.
Yeah.
So like what else? What else is there?
He wants to get Dragon Cup. I know that. So he might keep going until he gets Dragon. And I think that's kind of the difference between me and him this leagues. I don't ever really care about ranks. So I'm still just going just to like have fun and get items. But
yeah, he's not doing that.
Yeah,
he wants to get his points
and
exit the league. That makes sense.
Yeah, he also told me he didn't want to raid this league just because in the main game, he's at the point where he's trying to get a bunch of raids items, and so it just feels bad to get them in leagues, which I kind of understand.
I'm not that way, unfortunately. I am fiending for another mega rare. So there's a lot left for me to do, I think, and I'm kind of in the same boat as him, where in a lot of listeners probably, where like my entire goal is centered around getting to a set number of points. Whatever else happens is kind of just a bonus.
Yeah.
And that it's funny because that being my goal, I'm only at, let's see, 28,630, which I was at 28,630 like on Friday. I don't think I've gained really any points or done anything to get points since I got my last big chunk, which was I got 800 points for getting 3 items in hard mode top. I got my last piece of Justy, which was 400 points to wear the entire thing. And then I got the Sanguine kit and the Holy kit. So I put the Sanguine kit on my Scythe, and I put the Holy kit on my Sang Staff. And that was 800 points for all of that, which is nutty.
The kitted raid items are so many points.
Yeah.
I got a Ancestral Row Bottoms, and I slapped one of my many dusts on it. Or not dust, the kit. And it gave me so many points. I was like, hell yeah. I would rather have a Scythe, but, you know, I'll take these points.
Yeah. So just as a quick recap, for anybody who hasn't listened to the last episode or doesn't know Sparre, let's go over our regions just really quickly. Regions and then relics. I am in Zaya, Mauritania, and the Wilderness. And I've gone 6 into melee, 3 into magic. And then once I finally get my Infernal Cape, I will put that last one, I think, into range.
Oh, really?
I'm still deciding if I want to just dump the last one into range, because like the 4th one in mage is just the healing tier. So when you roll 90% or above with your max hit with magic, it heals 10% of the damage. Versus if I go 1 into range, anything that rolls beneath 30% of the max hit is increased to 30%. So it's like a minimum hit at the end of the day.
It clamps
so
the min hit. That's pretty good.
It might be nice, but that's my build. We could go into like the different relic unlocks, but I think that would be pretty excessive.
I mean you could just go real quick through it, you know?
I'll go through the ones that matter.
Yeah.
Past tier 5. So tier 5 is Slayer. Tier 6 is Maker's Note. Tier 7 was Grimoire, and then I picked up Specialist for my final relic in tier 8.
One of the few specialist enjoyers alongside me.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's so needed. I feel like with having the Kopesh.
Kopesh Specialist is a pretty strong build.
It's pretty busted. If I didn't pick the Wilderness and I didn't have the Kopesh, I definitely probably would have gone Last Stand. Just because I think that seems like a really fun relic to have.
Yeah, it seems pretty strong. I was unfortunately doing Soul Wars today and yesterday. I'll get into why in a little while, but the Last Standers were just so infuriating.
You can't kill me.
Yeah,
yes.
You would kill them, and then they'd get their second health bar of immunity and just one-shot me back. And I was like, oh, okay. That was all for nothing, I see.
When you come back, or when they come back, they don't have full health, right? They come back.
Yeah, they come back with like 1 HP, but they're immune for however many ticks.
Very long time.
Yeah. It's very annoying. It's funny though. I was running around with the Din's Bulwark and Torva, and
nice,
and using Specialists to get 5 specs in, and so
I didn't even consider that.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But yeah, let me get into what I'm doing. I went Varlamore as Garnia Zaya. I am 6 melee, 4 range. And then the things that matter, I have Banker's Note, Specialist, and I went Overgrown because I'm a weirdo.
Oh.
Yeah. Overgrown and also Herb Relic.
The double dip.
Yeah. It's been great. I haven't had to think about potions a single time. I think I have like 600 restores and 600 prayer pots in my bank.
Okay.
And I'm sitting on like I think almost 3,000 anglers at the moment. I'm fishing some more.
Oh, that's what I should be doing. I'm cutting all my gems right now.
I have
I feel
production
like
prodigy, so
fishing-
that just goes by in like 5 seconds.
Blah, 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 blah. Bro, the choice between Slayer, the Slayer relic, and production prodigy was so hard for me.
Yeah. I think you made the correct choice being
Oh yes,
Wilderness
in
and
the wilderness.
Mauritania, because the Slayer helm is just crazy.
It was the right choice, but I don't know if it was the fun choice.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I've had production whatever. It was production prodigy last time.
Oh, what's it
I've
called
had
this
it-
time? Is it different?
It's production master.
Production Master. I see.
Yeah, because I think the last time it was in an earlier tier, so it makes sense that like this is like a higher tier of production. What changed? I don't know. I don't think anything changed.
You don't
Maybe
get
you can.
you didn't get like the last time you got like a plus 12 to all your production skills or something.
Yeah,
You don't get that
Last
this
time you got
time.
plus 12, and you had the chance to like
Dupe the item.
double things,
Yeah.
which this one doesn't have.
And it's still
So I feel
really
like
good.
this is the prodigy. Interesting. The naming convention on this is a bit
yeah.
off.
I think they just had to rename it because it's different, you know?
Sure. But Slayer
Oh.
was the right choice,
Yeah.
not the fun choice, because I loved production in the last couple of leagues that I've had it. I think being able to process all of your resources in an instant
It's very nice.
is how I how I wish I could play this game, because you get in a very cool rhythm
Especially with
when it comes
Banker's
to
Note.
like Banker's Note is the golden sauce on top of the production relics. Yes, you could like stand at a bank, open and close the bank interface, but like if you chose the banknote coupled with production prodigy, you could just sit there and have all of your production 99s done in probably like a day or two, in like if you have the supplies for them. Versus like with Slayer, I'm seeing now pretty diminishing returns on. I'm already 99 Slayer. I already have all the stuff from Revs. The only thing that really does make this relic somewhat still good is the fact that I have a Slayer helm, and a lot of the content in the game is affected by the Slayer helm.
I think basically
So,
everything,
yeah.
right? Like he can go to Tob with a Slayer helm.
Yes, you can go to Tob with the Slayer helm, which is pretty nutty.
Yeah.
People are saying that Jagex like messed up and didn't intend that. I think they fully intended it. Where you know,
Yeah.
like, because if it wasn't intended and they were able to catch it, this would have been fixed probably the first week. We're now, by the time this episode comes out, I think we'll be on week 3 of leaks, and so at the time of recording, it hasn't been fixed. You know,
I think they
we're-
would have fixed it long before
That's-
basically
yes.
everyone got to the point where they could take the relic.
That's what I'm saying.
If they change it now, there would be riots.
Jagex isn't usually the type to like change things so dramatically once a bunch of people have taken it. They will, like they'll still pull the trigger and stuff like that, but I don't think that in this instance it was a bug. Is all I'm trying to say.
No, it feels intentional. I will say I didn't pick Fremenic, even though Fremenic is really good, because I don't really care too much for like the item that's just a bunch of stats, and for me that's what the Slayer relic feels like. It's like cool, you get an
Oh,
item
yeah.
that's just a bunch of stats. I don't think that's
Yeah.
super interesting, and I don't think the Fremenic jewelry is very interesting. Cool, you hit big numbers, but I want to use wacky weapons and do silly things.
Yeah. Yeah, because you have the dog sword. That
Yeah.
has to take the cake on like the number one wackiest league's weapon
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Dog sword has been so much fun. The spear that you get from Varlamore, the Sunlight Spear, has been a lot of fun. And so the reason I was doing Soul Wars is because the spear scales off of your prayer bonus for the special attack.
Yeah.
It's 3%
Oh.
damage per prayer bonus. So the Soul Wars cape is a 24% damage bonus.
What?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I have Infernal Cape, and I'll wear that for most of the time, but when I'm dropping those specs, I'm gonna put on the Soul Wars Cape for the 24% increase in damage.
There you go. You bring up a very interesting thing. You said Infernal Cape.
Yeah.
You finally got your Infernal Cape.
Okay. In leagues.
In leagues.
Yeah,
Everybody can quiet down. He got his Infernal Cape, guys.
I was in chat. Was it last night? No, 2 nights ago? I was in chat with Oxie and some other people. And I sent an attempt. I had sent an attempt in the morning before work, and I got to triples, and I died because I'm bad.
Oh, no.
And then I just did it again when I got home, and tanked a 113 at Zuck. We don't talk about that. But the...
Good thing you were overhealed.
Yeah, so the sunlit bracers, they increase how much healing you receive. And before I got them, I was like, oh, surely anglers are just going to heal a bunch, but they're not going to overheal extra. I overhealed to 148.
Nothing that... Like, no average monster can actually one-shot you.
No. I didn't go behind any pillar a single time in that Inferno run. I stood in the middle and smacked everything with Din's, the dog sword, and the sunlight spear.
That's hilarious.
It was so much fun. Like, and every time I'd kill the blobs or the nibblers with my Dins, I just get all my spec back. So it was great.
That's so true.
Yeah, it was. I got the speed time, which is, expected. It's leagues.
That's
but,
hilarious.
For knowing basically nothing in the Inferno, it was a good time.
Does that give you any confidence to do it in the main game? Or is this just this is a different realm?
I feel a little more confident at Zuck, even though I did tank the 113. Because that's the first time I've ever seen, physically been in front of Zuck.
Okay.
However, I do feel more confident at the Coliseum. Because I did do the Coliseum, and I mostly did it legitimately. I didn't have sunlight bracers. I didn't have any crazy healing at that point. I didn't have Torva or anything either. I was using... What was I using then? Blood Moon? No. Yeah.
You had the blood set for a while.
Yeah, I would have had Blood Moon and then Zombie Axe as my main weapon.
Holy cow.
Yeah. And then I also Dog Sword. But yeah, I do feel a little more confident about doing Coliseum. We'll see if that translates to the real game. I definitely am going to get completely wrecked by Soul in the main game because I was panicking. I was
gosh.
I was legitimately shaking. I felt like my first Jad all over again doing that. And it's in leagues where I had basically unlimited food. I don't think I got a single gear remove correct.
Oh no.
Because I'm just not used to clicking onto that tab or using my F keys for that. I had to bind an F key to my worn equipment because I didn't have one yet.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and he was like, I'm going to smell your toes. And I'm like, where's my boot slot? Where's my boot slot? I don't know where that is. Is it at the top of my inventory? So,
That's hilarious.
When you're panicking, all my game knowledge goes out the door.
Well, the great thing about that is that for the main game, you'll have the use of simulators. So, and if you're into that, it'll make the Coliseum, because now you can get through the waves.
Yeah.
And being able to practice Soul in a way that is not going to be as punishing, you'll have those mechanics down. And if you really put your mind to it, I feel like you could have your quiver anytime after Leagues ends.
Yeah, I think
because here's the great thing. You can still continue to practice Soul in Leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Like pet hunt, or go and get shards, or maybe continue to get the other items from the Coliseum. There's other things you can still be doing.
Yeah, I'm still missing the glaive. I need that. And then
that would be great for chamber.
I need to do another 20 kills to imbue my quiver. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You still got some practice. Unfortunately, like I feel like Inferno Cape can be one and done.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really need a second cape. There are certain achievements and tasks that you can go for. Because I think there's a task to get 5 Infernal Capes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there is. And then there's like get all the combat achievements, which includes KC and stuff. And but the problem is I'm not motivated by points at this point.
So how many points do you have? I don't think we talked about that.
Yeah, I have 33,440 at the moment.
Oh, okay.
And like there are some stuff that I'm like going back to get points at, but it's not really for the points. Like I did all of Perilous Moons. I went and completed the other sets just so I would have them in case I needed them.
Yeah.
Because there's still that like collection logger mindset to me where like, yeah, I have, the Blood Moon set, which is all I really care about. But like, I want to see the collection log number go up. And I like to hear Engineer, say collection log.
Collection log slot completed.
Yeah. So I'll be going back and doing content for that reason. And then there's like God War stuff I still need to do.
True.
God, I'm so dry at everything in God Wars. It brings me pain.
You really are. Like, of the 2 that I've seen you do, which was Sarah and Bandos.
Yeah.
You went, like, I feel like unreasonably dry.
Yeah.
For the items that you wanted, which is so unfortunate.
Yeah, 282 Bandos before I got my Tacits and top. And those were basically back to back. And then I'm 237 Zilly right now without the crossbow. I would have done Inferno sooner, but I was trying to get my crossbow for Zuck because I had to use Nature's Reprisal to hit him. And
Nature's Reprisal for Zuck?
Yes, for Zuck. So that's why I tanked to 113 because I got dragged out because I'm an idiot. Because it's essentially a blowpipe, but for melee.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was funny, but like the movement was kind of weird having to blowpipe walk and not being able to attack from the edges.
Right. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to my cape if I'm forced to do it with the reprisal. I'm really not. Like,
I will say, like,
I'm holding out for a TiVo.
He has 0 melee defenses.
Oh.
So like you will shred him, but like just don't get dragged out. Don't.
Would it be a situation where like you take the reprisal for the inside and then like mark the tile where your range is?
Oh God.
And then do like a crossbow and long range switch or something? Because I feel like for me, I can't
really
get dragged out. No, I can't get dragged out though. Because I don't have 140 HP to play around with.
Yeah, true.
Chaos Cleric says use a web weaver, and I actually have a web weaver, so that might actually be a good idea because I could get like it's 5 specs, and I get 4 shots per spec because with the special attack it shoots 4 times. Could be the play.
It could be. Yeah, having a special attack ranged weapon too is probably pretty nice. Because what other options would you have? You don't have access to ZCB.
Nope. It's going to be a rune crossbow.
Yeah.
Or I just wait for a TiVo. Which I think I'm going to keep doing chambers pretty regularly until I get a second mega rare. Because I think at the end of the day, yes, chambers has a lot of points. Like every drop in chambers and in Tob, they're almost all 200 points. And I'm missing Elder Maul, the Kodai, both of the like the ancestral pieces. I just have the hat, so I have the top and the bottom, Dragon Hunter crossbow, and I don't have a buckler. So I'm missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more drops.
Yeah.
Which if you get a drop every raid and I don't get any more dupes, it won't take that long. But I already have 2 pairs of claws and 2 ancestral hats and a bunch of prayer scrolls. So like the dupes will come. The thing that I'm actually like besides a TiVo and getting like a second mega rare. I really want the pet. So like I have a lot of incentive to still grind because they've said from this league on, anytime you get a kitted pet, not a kitted pet, but like a dusted pet, it's going to be saved for the next league.
Yeah. And so speaking of which, I actually got the dust the other day for my Olm that I got last league.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
So it's very, very nice. I love the different transmogs. I think they're all so good.
That's awesome.
I've been using the little Vanguard pet. He's just a little guy.
It's a little guy.
It's a little guy.
Yeah, so I need the pet for Chambers, but I also need the pet for Tob because I got the dust there. So like I have a lot of raids in my future. Oh,
I was down bad for raids. No one was online last night, so I hopped in my personal Discord with some of my friends. I was like, hey, you want to come raid? And he's like, my gear is bad. And I was like, I'm sure it's fine. And he shows up with rune armor, and his only weapon is Nature's Reprisal. And I was like, maybe you should get some more gear before we do a CM.
Oh, dang.
So I ended up doing a solo CM last night.
Oh, nice.
It was okay.
How'd that go?
It took 40 minutes, but, it was doable.
You made time though, right?
Yeah, that's time.
40 minutes is making time? Nice.
More than time. It's like an hour 15 or something in a solo.
Oh, dang. Okay.
I got the speed run time, I think.
That's kind of pog. How do you feel it went without having a good range weapon?
I ended up using a rune crossbow with ruby bolts.
Okay.
And I don't know. So I don't know how to properly like 4-0 or 4-1, but I kind of stumbled my way into. I don't know if it was 4-0 or 4-1. Sometimes I wasn't getting hit during the entire cycle. I think I was just bad in messing it up sometimes. But I was mostly just turning the head constantly. So like the damage wasn't great, but it didn't really matter too much.
Okay.
The main part was just like mage kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Because I'm still using Nature's Reprisal as my main mage weapon with Blue Moon top and helmet and then the ancestral legs. So it's a little rough.
It is rough. I did a solo regular and I did it in like 20 something minutes, 25 or 28.
Yeah.
Maybe it was 35. It took a while. And the actual raid itself was really fast because I just did a normal. So I optimized the run for just easy rooms in a normal. The just Olm. So like doing the hands and the head was half of the entire time of the raid. So
yeah, that ended up being mine basically.
Yeah, like without range, it kind of blows. You could say that for any of the styles, really. Like, melee hand took forever, or mage hand took forever. But I think such a big portion of that last phase of Olm, the head phase, it's so much damage that it's really unfortunate to be without any sort of like range additives.
Yeah,
that I think I'll need to either wait for a T-bow or wait for a better range upgrade.
Being 4 range, it's not terrible because I attack a tick faster and then I heal myself as well and like my min hits increased.
Okay.
But I didn't get a single ruby proc until my rubies were only hitting like 60s.
Oh, so dang.
It was kind of a rough
that sucks.
head phase. Yeah. And I'm sitting on a stack of ruby dragon bolts, but like I just don't have a crossbow to put it on.
Oh no.
Yeah. I think when
that's rough.
When we're done today, I'm gonna go back to Zilly and just stay there until I get the drop. We'll see if I get to
probably not a bad
go
idea.
to sleep or not tonight.
Oh. Yeah, because like you don't have access to a rune crossbow, right?
No, I do. Everyone does. Via.
Oh, but they don't hold the dragon bolts. That's true.
Yeah, they don't hold the dragon bolts.
So what about a dragon crossbow?
I think you have to have Fremenic for that.
You can kill them with you can kill the rune dragons.
I think you need Fremenic for that. For the quest requirement.
Oh, for Dragon Slayer 2?
Yeah.
I could have sworn everybody had access to it, but the only person I know that went for it was Oxie, and he has Fremenic. So
yeah,
there might be a little discrepancy here.
Yeah, the Dragon Limbs wiki page says you need Mistlin and Fremenic for it.
I see. Okay.
Even though it is in Mistlin, to be able to get to the dungeon, you need the quest complete.
I see. That makes sense.
Otherwise, I would go do that. Oh God, I am also reminded everyone has access to Tormented demons, and this is the first time I've really killed them because I did a couple of KC in the main game and said these suck.
Yeah.
And I haven't done them, but now I'm doing them in leagues, and I am very dry for a synapse.
Ooh,
I got
what is dry? Because I think they're 1 in 100.
I think I'm at 300 at least
for with no synapse.
With no synapse.
Oof, yeah, you're dry.
Demon, no, not quite 300. 268.
That's quite a bit, though.
Yeah, and
do you have any burning claws?
I do have burning claws. I got those within 100.
Very nice.
But unfortunately, very quickly got dog sword after burning claws, so like I didn't really get to use them.
That makes sense.
They are kind of funny though, just to throw on every once in a while.
The really neat aspect of the burning claws is the burn effect that they drop. Mm-hmm. So like, would it not make sense to like drop a claw spec and then do your other 4 with the dog sword?
So the thing with the dog sword is the ancient god sword damage is magic, so I can oftentimes line up the hit spot of that to make it so they swap to being prey mage while I continue to melee.
Okay.
So I just tend to spam a bunch of ancient god sword specs or dog sword specs over and over again, and then
that makes sense.
Yeah.
There was somebody who told me there's like a couple of raiding groups, and I shouldn't know this, but somebody was saying that they had the burning claws in Tob, and they actually killed bloat with the burn effect as they were running around.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
But that was really funny. I cannot remember who that was though, but I thought that was pretty hilarious that like that overtime burn kicked in at the right time.
And it's like, it is a lot of damage over time, but like it ticks at such a small number.
Yes.
That like,
yeah,
it had to be really close to dying.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a couple hundred or less than 100 or 10 or 50. I don't know. But yeah, it's like that whenever you feel so bad, like, oh man, we have to go another round.
Yeah.
No, he's dead. He's dead.
When Tecton's sitting at like 1 HP.
Yes. You should have killed him.
I will say, I've been using the spec on the Sunlight Spear a lot. And that weapon is so fun because it's typeless. It just
nice.
The spec specifically is typeless. It ignores a lot of mechanics. Like at Perilous Moons, you can just damage them when they're immune, which is pretty funny.
Oh, that's cool. Wait, oh, really?
Yeah, so like when you're running around the Eclipse Moon or next to the ball, you can't actually go next to the boss, but the entire edge of the area is like, I guess, considered his hitbox during that time.
Oh, wow.
So you can just spec then and it hurts him.
That's kind of cool.
And then if like Ice Moon does the tornadoes, you can just stand under her and spec and it damages her. Yeah.
That seems like definitely unintended, but a very, very funny result of it being typeless.
Lilywick in the recording booth also pointed out something. The Huey tail is not damage capped from the spec. So Bird and I were duoing it and just one phasing it with the specs. It's very good.
What was the time on that? Like, what was your kill times?
Let me see what my PB is. I know we got like 53 seconds is our PB.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I think that one was in a trio, but yeah, it's very quick.
Still so fast.
Mm-hmm. You can definitely get like sub 2 minutes very easily, and it's pretty fun. I'm enjoying Varlamore. I think it's a good choice for me this league because there's a lot of like cool content and a lot of weird stuff you can do with the items you get here.
I think if I make an alt, I'm gonna go Varlamore, Fremenic, Desert, or something of that. Like the main raid in I want to raid in is gonna be the desert, and then I think having Varlamore would be fun. But then I also think that like having that jewelry that you talked about in the beginning, that's like, this is interesting, or like the stats are cool, but it's not a very interesting thing. Like I think having that would be nice.
Because I want to do an alt build.
Yeah, it's like, it's nutty. Like I don't generally care about that kind of stuff when it comes to bonuses and like all that. Yeah. I don't know. To me, like, I don't understand it fully. Like, how does this number correlate to the number that I see on the screen? That to me, it's just something I never really grasp. So, like, when people say, oh, it has like a +5 to this, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Don't know what that means. So, having the jewelry, I'm in the same boat as you. Like, it would just feel boring to get all the way there, kill the boss, and then just have something that like you'll never take off.
Yeah.
Versus a fun, silly weapon.
So Bird has he has Varlamore, and then he also has Fremenic. And so because of those stat sticks, basically, he's able to hit like significantly higher than me with the spear, just because of how much like extra prayer bonus he has and strength bonus that the jewelry gives. It's kind of nutty.
Which would be fun.
Yeah.
So if I can get to Rune Cup with enough time for me to still like, because I want to send a 700 in TOA. I want to be able to say that I did that. Because the cool thing is if you can make your raid in TOA at least a 300, they have invocations where you can bump it up to a 500 or a 700 really easily. If you, it's basically like add 100,
it's just stats.
Yeah, it's just more health.
Yeah.
So it's like add 100 levels or it's two options where you can just add 100 levels. So if you can do a 500 or a 300, you can easily bump that up to like a 700.
Yeah.
And those are like the guaranteed purple thresholds. There's different raid numbers you have to hit to get to, like, if depending on your team size. But I think for a solo, it's like between 6 and 700, I think. So having those guaranteed purples in tow would be pretty fun. And to be able to say that I did that high of an invocation also would be kind of fun. So if there's enough time left in the league, it's something I want to go for on my alt.
Yeah,
I say my alt. It's my max main in the main game.
It's an alt now.
Yeah. Alt.
There are like other regions I would want to go. I think desert would be fun, like you were saying. Last league, I did all 3 raids regions, which was a terrible idea.
Oh,
dude.
I
would not recommend it. I saw no mega rares and
no.
Yeah, it's okay. It was fun though.
That's before they made it to where everybody gets a purple.
Yeah.
If you did all 3 raid regions now, you'd be like cheering, bro. But
yeah, the problem is I would be like, hey guys, who wants to go do TOA? And then I would just never see purples because it would always go to like someone else who has like a shadow already or a T-bow.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. Yeah, I think desert could be a lot of fun. I don't know what other 2 regions I'd go. And I think I would probably end up basically with the same relics. The only relic that, like, I don't regret, but, like, I wonder what it would be like on the other side, is I reloaded to get both Dodgy Deals and Friendly Forager.
Yeah.
And I see people on the other side with their golden gods and their unlimited cash stacks.
Yes.
You know, if I go to my summary page, I can see how much money I've earned this league. I've only gained 22.5 mil which like I don't really need the money, but like I also don't have 99 fletching. I don't have 99 crafting. I'm sitting at 47 construction because I don't really care about construction, but like I could buy my construction if I wanted to. But yeah, the Golden God seems like it could be a lot of fun, but also
the Golden God seems like so much fun.
Yeah,
that it would be something that I do on my alt is I just go a completely different route. Like I would pick probably the mining relic, and then I would go into.
All right, well, let's not get too weird here.
Okay. Well, so smithing kind of sucks.
Smithing does really suck.
That I chose.
Were you in chat for my epic smithing method?
No. What is it?
I got my Torva helmet and chestplate with Raccoon.
Oh, I was in chat for this. Yes.
And I needed one more level.
Yep, I was in chat for this.
So I started repairing the wheels in Motherlode Mine.
You mad lad, bro. You mad lad. That's a crazy method.
It was.
Hey, but it was like 900K an hour or something crazy?
No.
Or 300K an hour?
I think it was like 500K. Yeah. Something like that.
Still not bad.
No.
It's a lot of clicking.
It was a lot of clicking. And also
for
world
free
hopping
smithing XP.
Constantly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
It wasn't
so
too
smithing's
bad,
though. Right. You got it. You got your level. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
I have resulted to getting all of the smithing XP that I have from the gold bars that I have, and I'll probably get more gold bars just because I want to go for the KC tasks for all the wildy bosses. So I'll probably get close to 99, but at the end of the day, I think I will still have to lamp to get to 99. So like my diary lamps and the rest of the lamps from the museum, I've kind of just accepted the fact that like I will probably have to get those. Those will have to go into smithing because every other skill, hella doable. Like I can sesh out 99 agility with the underwater thieving method
so good.
To get to tiers. So having that as an option this league, I know it was an option last league, but I didn't take the thieving relic. And people who had the thieving relic last league already had agility. So nobody nobody really thought about the fact that you could do underwater agility. At that point, just run laps because it's probably about the same. But I was watching a Mudkip video, and he was getting like 2 mil an hour agility. So kind of good.
It's very good.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to do it. Now, if you have dodgy deals, that's pretty much the way that works. It probably won't work if you don't have dodgy deals.
No, it won't.
It'll be a lot slower. But if you didn't take dodgy deals, did you take the agility relic? That's my question.
Yeah, what's the other?
So you have friendly forager, dodgy deals,
and
then corner cutter.
Corner cutter seems really bad this league. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't know if you listened to the episode 2 weeks ago with me and Oxie, but we were talking about the agility relic and saying that basically the only reason that people chose the agility was because it was bundled with something else.
Yeah.
In a league where your run energy is not important, your stamina is not important.
Shortcuts don't really matter.
Are kind of, they could.
The
but
only
they don't
one
really.
that really matters is if you went as Garnia and you need, 80 agility to get into Zilly. So it's like,
if you want to do DKs efficiently, having 85 is pretty necessary.
True, yeah.
But that's only like, 4 mil total XP? Maybe less? I am 85 crafting. It's about just over 3 million XP.
People always underestimate how quick the early levels are, too. Like, even in the main game, you can get to, base 60s, pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah, because, base 60s is probably just over 100K, 200K in a skill. That's not that much.
No, not at all.
When you're talking about skills later on taking way more than that for just one level. So having agility this time around was never going to be, any league is really never going to be a priority. And so when you don't bundle agility with something else, it just doesn't it doesn't seem appealing. And I would be very surprised if anybody actually took it. Like, I know there are people who took it, but I would be very surprised if a significant number of people took it.
And like
to me,
they
it just
kind of bundled
doesn't make
it
any
with
sense.
like, oh, you get a 10K stimmy whenever you get a Mark of Grace, but 10K is, I mean, I guess it's a bit early game, but it's whatever.
It's very early game.
Yeah.
And by the time you get dodgy deals, yes, you're still in the early game, but it's very much diminishing returns when the fact that like you'll probably have 99 agility after the first few days of wearing the boots constantly, and you're going to want to wear other boots later on, because in this league, a lot of the different regions have decent boot options.
Yeah, I think just dropping boots as the completed version was such a good, like, not just boots, but like items in general.
Yeah.
So like I got just straight up Echo boots from Soul, and that's been my like
busted, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I have like Pegasians and all the other boots out of Serb, so like I can wear any of those too. But
really great.
I would not be wanting. I do not want to wear the Sage's Greaves this late in the league. It's only week 2.
That being said, though, I probably would take it on an alt. All that to say, I probably would take it on an alt just because it is silly, and it's like it's fun to experience everything that the league has to offer. So then when I'm thinking about the rest of the relics, like I would probably still take Clue Chaser, because I think that as far as teleport is probably going to be the most superior of 3 options.
Yeah, Clue Compass
Banker's
is so
Heist,
strong.
It's so strong. Bank Heist could be good. I saw somebody on Reddit with the regions that they had some pretty niche locations that could be really, really nice to get to. Like Next Bank was one of them. Like you're really close to a bank.
But how do you get there for your like first KCs before you go do next? Right?
From what I understand, you don't have to.
Really?
I think because none of the teleports that I saw had like any sort of caveat to them.
Some do. Crafting Guild does.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah, Crafting and Cooking Guild, you need to have the appropriate attire to teleport to.
Gotcha. Well, then I guess you would have to go and get your KCs then. Mm-hmm. Somebody can confirm that for me. I'm not sure. But there's just like a bunch of locations that could seem very region dependent that could be really nice. But the fact that it only teleports you to a bank and that's it was very, very imbalanced is what I'll say.
And I'll say
on the Clue Relic.
Specifically for God Wars, you can already teleport directly to Krill's chamber, so it's not really that big of a problem to be able to get to Nex.
With the Clue Chaser?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Bank just seems bad, and then the Fairy Ring one is just a joke compared to
who is picking the Fairy Ring one?
I don't know.
I can accept that people chose the Sage's Greaves, but who in 2024 is still picking the Fairy Ring Relic?
I think just people that didn't know, like they came in from the last league and like, yeah, Fairy's Flight, that was the GOAT last league. Surely it's good this one.
Let's do it. Oh, and then so bad. Bro.
And then they have FOMO.
It hurts. It hurts. They need to buff it. If they're going to continue to offer this as a relic choice, it needs to be buffed. Because the fact that you can just have a fairy ring wherever you are, there's not that many fairy rings in the game that you don't already have access to, like with other teleports.
The only reason Fairy's Flight was good last league is because it was against Globetrotter.
Globetrotter I thought was kind of fun. I took Globetrotter, and
I don't think Globetrotter was
they stacked up
bad,
more evenly,
but Fairy's Flight just felt a lot better in my opinion.
Okay, well there you go. That's probably why people took it this time around, because they didn't know.
Yeah.
Give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
So in terms of teleports, I don't know that I would go Bank Heist, but there's an option. And then the big one, I would take Golden God 100%. I would take Golden God because I want to be a god and I want to just like, I want to alch everything and I want to have all of the money and I want to use it on an altar and like get 99 prayer. I think that would be very fun. I looked at my summary and I apparently have made 41 mil this league.
Mm-hmm.
Where they're getting that number, I don't know.
I think it's alchs and raw coin drops.
Alchs and raw coins. Okay. So if I alch something, then it tells me I've made money from that.
I think so.
That's cool. Man, I would love to see how much people with Golden God has made.
It caps out at max cash.
What?
Yeah.
No. Why would they do that? That's so unfortunate. Because people had max cash like on the first day, bro.
Yeah.
That's
it would have been nice if it would show it in like plat tokens or something if you go over max cash. Because Bird was talking about trying to get a max plat stack. I don't know if he'll be able to or not, but
wow.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
It would be pretty interesting
to
see.
Is that 2.1 trillion?
I think so. Because I think one plat is 1,000 gold, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 billion thousands. That's way more than trillion, right?
I think so.
Math is hard for me sometimes when the numbers are so big. Yeah, so I would go Golden God. And then from there, I mean, it's really just about doing stuff that I didn't do before. So I think I would end up taking Production Master, which though Treasure Arbiter seems very, very fun in terms of being able to do fast clues.
Yeah.
So couple that with the fact that I would have the Clue Chaser still, it might not be like a bad strategy to go Treasure Arbiter and just like knock out all of those clues tasks. Because what I would likely be trying to do is optimize early game points so that I could get to tier 8 fast enough and get all my regions unlocked quickly, because I'm not looking to like spend a bunch of time on this alt account. So production probably is the way to go. And then the next one, what am I looking at here? I'm in combat, so I can't really open the menu, but Overgrown might be fun as a tier 7.
Yeah.
Just because not having to worry about the potions on an alt account and herbs and farming and like
all the secondaries is really nice too.
Secondaries go hard.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about secondaries because I have Friendly Forager and the Varlamore herb minigame, so I save 100% of secondaries. But
every day I wake up and wonder why you picked Overgrown.
It's so nice. I hit 50 million
it's so
farming.
Nice, but like, what do you have Forager and Production Master. So number one, you can clean all your herbs and produce them quickly. So you're going to have potions. So what more did you need? Like to not have to farm?
Yeah, basically.
Sparre.
I hate farming. So unfortunately, I need a Celastris seed for the Elite Corrend.
Still?
Yeah. So I have turned off my farming relic to go do farming contracts, and I have done, how many farming contracts have I done? Seed pack. 40 of them with no Celastris seed. And I've done 25 of the Hespori without the Celastris seed.
Oh gosh.
I've given up on the Celastris seed. I will not have the Elite Diary done.
Don't give up. I don't think you should give up. It's not like
I'm just turning.
What else? Where else does it come from?
1 in 3K from like a bunch of sources.
Oh gosh, and those aren't boosted either.
Yeah, it's very rare from everything else. Celastris seed. Everyone was like, "Oh, just go kill the Lizardman Shaman for the 1 in 3,125."
You're out of your mind, people.
Yeah, Brimstone Chest is a 1 in 60. That's not happening.
I feel like that may be where I got mine.
Yeah,
I have one. I have 2, I think, actually.
Sire is a 1 in 1700. That's not happening. Araxor is a 1 in 7k. Wyverns all have a 1 in 7.5k. It's like the only reasonable location is a seed pack, which is a 1 in 22, or Hespori, which is a 1 in 40. And
so with Overgrown, the only benefit you get is that when things are in the seed thing, the seed vault, they automatically grow. Had they made Overgrown still insta grow, or you could put them in the thing for like passive growth, I would have 100% picked it. Because I had so much fun with insta grow in the last league. Like, yes, farming, not that fun of a skill, but when you don't have to wait for things and you can just like bam, 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 it's so fun. Like I went to Tithe Farm and was getting like 80 mil an hour at Tithe Farm. 80 mil farming XP an hour. It was absolutely busted. But for me, like just passively getting farming XP, it's one of those. It's like the same thing that you talked about before, where you don't have a cool item, or it's just something that is in the background, like with the jewelry. That's kind of how I felt with Overgrown.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so that it really deterred me from picking it. Whereas I have Grimoire, and I can swap my spellbook whenever I want, as many times as I want, and I have access to all the prayers automatically. That was one of the biggest upgrades I think I got as far as like unlocking content.
Yeah, I mean,
in a single relic.
Like, it would have been nice to have Piety, right? That would have been a DPS increase. However, I don't really care that much. To me, Grimoire is the stat stick option there. The just boring numbers, because all Grimoire does for me, because I don't care about Ancients really. Like, sure, it would have let me, I guess, AFK some magic training or something. And I already have access to the Arceus spellbook, and I don't know what I would have used Lunars for. I guess Vasa would have been a little bit easier. You
didn't take Fremenic though, right?
I didn't take Fremenic, no.
So the hard brick wall with taking and using Lunars is Astra runes. They've made those runes so gate kept behind having some sort of Fremenic that I think my best way to get them is killing Hydra.
Yeah, I remember someone was asking. Insane. I think it might have been Serenade was asking how to get the runes, and he literally has no regions right now where he can get them.
It's so bad.
Until he unlocks his final region.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Hydra, I was going to go and I was going to do like the
Grubby
Cure
Chest
Me method.
Too bad.
How much is in, like, what's the rate in the Grubby Chest?
1 in 10 for 200.
Oh, okay. Wait, where's the Grubby Chest?
In the Sarachnis dungeon.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess if I kill Sarachnis enough and I get some Grubby keys, I might have access. But like the thing that I wanted it for was like the immediate gratification of having Cure Me when I was killing Araxites.
Oh, yeah,
but couldn't do that.
Yeah, unfortunately not. Yeah, that is one of the other choices. The Grimoire versus me taking Overgrown is like one of the other choices that like I think about like what it would have been like on the other side having access to Piety. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm gonna turn Overgrown back on, get 200 mil farming, and then get the farming pet at the end of the league. So
okay,
it's just another free pet this league.
True. Do you have the seeds to be able to get to 200 mil?
Oh, I most certainly do now that I have killed 25 Hespori and done 40 more contracts.
That's so true. That's so true. You're up to 40 contracts?
40 contracts.
I don't think I caught that before.
Yeah.
40?
It's a 1 in 20, by the way, for the slash.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. I've been farming all week and have not gotten it. Anytime I am done doing an activity, I do the thing I hate. I go and do my farm run.
Oh.
And I don't get anything. And it's not even a real farm run. It's just going to the farming guild and checking my patch. And I've been putting Chronos seeds in too, so that like my patch grows faster.
Smart.
And so usually it's not too bad. She keeps giving me like bushes and stuff, which only take like half an hour, or like herbs, which is like 15 minutes. And then sometimes she's like, here's a tree. Come back in 8 hours. It's like, okay, sure.
You could probably just skip those, actually. Get a lower tier one, get it done quicker.
Yeah.
You ever thought about that?
I don't know if you've looked into how the seed packs work. They are very strange. A high tier contract isn't actually like the best. Like they're not all the same. So
yeah. They have different seeds available in each pack, right?
Yeah, so a low tier. So there's actually 5 tiers of rewards, and it depends on what you farm for that pack is how many rolls you get.
Oh, okay.
So here, let me farming contract.
I did not actually know that.
Yeah.
So like you could have a high tier, you could have a tier 85 seed contract, but you did something easy, so then it falls into a lower tier versus like if you did a redwood.
Yeah, I believe
something.
so. Maybe. Am I making this up? I might be making this up. I might be spreading misinformation on your podcast.
Uh-oh. Well, Sparre, it was fun having you.
Oh, no.
Just kidding. So, in terms of like rewards, then, are you saying that they're all the same?
No. Yeah. There are different tiers. So, like,
oh, good.
A hard contract, there's tier 3 through 5. So, like, all the herbs are tier 4. And then like white berries and watermelons are tier 4 as well. And then you have like sapegrass and white lilies, which are tier 3. Potato cactus is also tier 3. But then like all the trees, those are your tier 5s. And so when you get a tier 5 contract, you get more rolls on the high rewards, which is where the slasher seed is, I believe. Yeah. So you get 1 to 3 rolls if you're doing a tier 5 contract. Only 1 to 2 if it's a tier 4, and if you get a tier 3, it's only 0 to 1 roll.
Oh,
so, and also you get a total number of rolls, increasing by 1 per tier of contract. So, you really want to be farming those trees if you can.
Yeah. Okay.
Unfortunately, she keeps giving me magic trees and not yews and palms, which I have plenty of, and I don't have a magic seed.
So every time you skip it, you have to go or every time you get that, you have to go and skip it.
Yeah. I think I got a magic seed recently, actually, though, but I haven't gotten the contract again. It's painful.
Magic seeds are how I got 99 farming, basically, because I did a lot of wieldy content before I started any sort of grinds. And so when I was killing revenants, I was getting a bunch of supplies, like seeds. I think I had like 30 magic seeds. That sounds right. I had a bunch.
Yeah.
And it was basically enough to get me from 85 or whenever you can plant magic seeds. I was pushing for 85, so I was doing a bunch of random stuff. But once I got 85, I did like a handful of tree runs and I got to 99. Like I blinked and basically went from 85 to 99.
Yeah, Bird keeps making fun of me for taking the contract because the relic because he's like, I just click on a tree once a day and I'm 99. I'm like, but I'm 50 mil and I haven't had to click on any trees, not counting all these contracts that I've been doing. But
so
that's besides the point.
Extra 600 points.
Yeah,
was all the difference.
Yeah,
it would take a while for me to get to 50 mil. Actually, it really would.
I picked up the relic when I was 60 farming, and I was 99 by the end of the day.
Okay, that's pretty busted, actually.
Yeah.
Because that would be a really good early game point boost. Because what was that? What was the tier on that? It was tier 6?
It's kind of
far
no,
that's
in.
Tier 7. Never mind.
It's tier 7. But I was pushing really, really hard for tasks early on. I got my third area before I got my tier 7. So then once I unlocked Zaya as my final area, I was able to very quickly get like all the points I needed for my tier 7.
I gotcha. Well, there you go. It worked out in the end.
Yeah. And then hopefully at the end of the leagues, I have a nice little tangle route.
Oh, that would be so fun. I think that's one pet that I've wanted for so long, but I'm just gonna let elude me until the time is right. Like I'm not gonna go for it anymore. I think if it happens, it happens. If I decide to do a random farm run on my main, or if I get to 99 on my iron and I still need herbs or something, it's just gonna happen. And I may go to 200 mil one day and have to wait for it. But I think I've let that one go in terms of pets that I'm grinding for. Because I'm not dry for it by any means. I think
no, you have to go very, very far for it.
Yeah. In the main game, the rate is like 60 or 70 mil.
Yeah,
from what I've heard. Which is bonkers to me. In terms of like locking a skilling pet behind that high of a requirement for continuing to train the skill, bonkers. Like, this is the same company that doesn't put tasks on 200 mils because they don't want people to have that unhealthy of a gameplay. But like, oh, it's fine if we lock a pet behind 70 million experience in the main game. No, that's okay. So,
yeah, I think there's a bit of a different philosophy for the main game. Because like you have all the collection log stuff that takes an absurd amount of hours to get.
That's true. Yeah, there's a different mindset, but
yeah,
it's a lot, and I don't want to go for that. So I'm just going to let it elude me, and he'll sneak into my backpack or follow me whenever he's ready. But it'll be cool to see a lot of people with Tangaroot next time, because I imagine it's probably going to be a very easy and popular pet to get. Because it's been a while since I've looked. But if we look at the main, like the high scores for leagues, I imagine there's hundreds and hundreds of people already with 200 mil farming.
Surely, right?
Let's see. Yeah, we have to check now.
I'm checking, yeah.
Top page full, second page full, third page full. We're already up to 140 people with 200 mil farming.
Sheesh.
If we just look at one of these random people. Okay, this guy's maxed. That was a luck of the draw there.
Wait, sorry. The person above it is Din's Nuts.
Din's Nuts? That's hilarious.
What an absolute unit of a name.
Din's Nuts? Who's number one? Let's see. Who's the first Chad to pull out 200 mil farming? Their name is Hate. H8. I feel like that seems like a very familiar name when it comes to leagues, but maybe not.
Maybe.
They are maxed though, which is cool. They're ranked 51 overall. 200 mil farming, 200 mil thieving, 200 mil cooking. 200 mil cooking? Holy cow. Prayer and ranged.
I feel like I could get 200 mil cooking.
Actually, you're right.
Fishing Relic is pretty free.
Fishing Relic is busted.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 6 mil an hour, I think. AFK. You touch your computer one time every 25 minutes. If I had a work from home job right now, I probably would be nearing 200 mil cooking. In terms of like skills that you can just let ride.
If I wasn't doing anglerfish, I think I would probably have 200 mil cooking in fishing.
Oh, okay.
But anglerfish is much slower than the carambons because you don't cook and fish every other tick, I think is. Because you get the weird tick manipulation.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like anglerfish is so quick. And I don't know if it's intended to be that way, but it is so fast.
You mean carambons?
What did I say? Anglerfish?
Anglerfish, yeah.
Yeah, carambons. It's so quick.
Yeah, I don't think it's intended. I think it's just a byproduct of the fact that carambons can be cooked via tick manipulation. And so it's like speeding it up by a tick.
Oh. Wow.
It's really weird, but
well, that's neat.
Yeah. I think it's a really neat bug. If you have the Forager's Pouch too, it just fills it up so quickly. That's how I got all my early game herbs.
Same.
I have 99 there.
I have over 99 herb lore banked with the Forager's Relic.
I'm at 97 herb lore. I don't know how much I have banked though. Probably much more than 99. But the only potions I've been making is super combats and super restores and prayer pots.
Nice.
I'm
only at 86. So I without Production Master, it is going to be something where I have to sit down and really think about doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have to make, number one, I have to make all my unfinished potions one by one. I don't know. I don't remember if Production Master gave you that. I think it does.
It does. Yeah.
So I have to sit down, make all the unfinished potions, and I have hundreds. Like I probably have thousands of potions to still make if I remember correctly. So Banker's Note's going to make that fairly easy because I think I'm just going to sit there in the inventory and withdraw 13 and not have to open and close the bank the whole time. Or is it 12? I can't remember. So I'll probably do 12 at a time with Banker's Note and just knock those out. But then I have to make all my potions too after that. So the main game struggle of the 2-step process where I can't access somebody who can just make my unfinished potions with all my acquired wealth. It just feels bad.
Having to do that manually is gross.
There are many things in this league that I think having to like sit here and do this when other regions have a shortcut, I think that it would be kind of neat for them to sit down and do a lot of the other QOLs. Like this league, for instance, one thing that they changed was you can get the max cape and all of the combat achievement rewards from
My
the
Asgardia
Sage.
region devalued.
Exactly. So when you pick Asgardia, that is something that you get as a QOL.
Yeah.
Everybody has access to these now. You get a max cape without having to go to Max Island. So they've kind of opened the door to have more QOL stuff in the next league. And I'm hoping they have tiny things like that where the Sage for money can now, make all your unfinished potions into...
I think it would make
or make
sense
all of your herbs into unfinished potions.
to have the NPC at the GE that like decants for you to also be able to do that.
That would be neat, actually.
Yeah.
Mistlin, make it more thematic, but just stuff like that to me would make the league just like the tiniest bit more fun, where I don't have to sit here and like take an entire relic just to have that one small QOL. Chaos Cleric says it takes away the uniqueness of some regions, so no, make the league harder. I think there are certain things that we can ignore from Chaos Cleric, and there's certain things we can take away from his wisdom. This is one, unfortunately, that I have to ignore.
Somewhat agree.
I'm kidding mostly, but like I don't want to make the league harder. I think that's just a silly take.
Yeah.
But the uniqueness of the regions is something that should be and will always be considered. But there's like these tiny little things, like the potions. Thematically, does it make sense that there only is one person in the entire game that can make unfinished potions? Not really.
No, I think it would make sense even in the main game to have.
The apothecary should be able to do something about that.
Oh, yeah.
Even in the main game, Like you should be able to go to an apothecary, pay them money, and have them make potions, have them clean your herbs. Like that's something that an apothecary would do. So in terms of like lore, there's one kid in the entire world of Gielinor that you can pay to do that.
Yeah.
Seems like we should branch out a little bit, Jagex. And then also like any apothecary should be able to.
And while we're at it, can we get an NPC that can chuck all of the items out of your bird nests for you, so you don't have to sit there manually pulling seeds and rings out?
You just hand it to him and you're like, hey, how much do I have to pay to open all these for me?
Because I've done like a bunch of mole in the main game, and then I was like, I'll convert all these to bird nests because it's like a bunch of money. And then I sat there for like hours just like getting all the seeds out and all the rings, and it's like, oh my god, I wish I just sold the mole parts.
Oh gosh, yeah. It's a lot of work.
It's so much work. And you can't just pull out 28. You just have to manually like pull out
14 or 13 or something. Like a small number.
Yeah, it's like a small number because then they start filling up your inventory. But like 14 is like you sometimes have extra inventory slots, so you do like 16, but then sometimes it's all unique items, and it's like, oh god. Okay.
Are there any other small like QOLs that you can think of that would be beneficial to have like in one spot that everybody can access?
God, just having access to Blast Furnace would be great.
True.
You know, it's right under
like
our
a fast
feet at the GE.
method.
Come on.
I think that like in terms of shops, it would be cool to have a wider variety of things that can be sold.
Yeah.
Like, why is bronze bars
The best.
the top of the food chain for what is available in a shop anywhere? Like, there are end game locations like in Shiloh Village, and like we're only getting bronze bars.
Yeah,
like,
I was at one point resorting to pickpocketing Czars for Tockle and then buying ore with Tockle.
Oh gosh, bro.
Yeah, it was not great.
I might have to do that. Like to get the rest of my stuff, I might have to sell my gems or buy a bunch of chaos runes and sell them.
Okay.
To get my gold.
I was gonna say you can't do the pickpocketing method without Asgarnia.
That's another thing. Okay, the ice gloves and goldsmith gauntlets. Those two items being so beneficial to the game, but being locked behind. I think it literally is just. Oh, it's Asgarnia and Kandrin, I think.
Yes, Asgarnia
two of those
for the ice gauntlets, and then I think Fremenic gets you them both automatically as an unlock.
Desert for the gold.
Okay.
Desert for gold. Okay, thanks, Legendary. Desert for gold, and then Chaos Cleric says Fremenic and Asgarnia for ice gloves.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's like, I don't want to have to pick this region, or I don't want to have to make this like a pros and cons list for this item because it's very beneficial for the entire game. Whenever you can just like, oh, I have goldsmith gauntlets. I don't need to worry about half of my gold XP just being like unavailable. And then ice gloves, everybody has access to Czars. Would that be too OP though? I don't know. Potentially.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. The pickpocketing Czars is like pretty cracked in terms of XP, and also like you get a ton of gems, and like I AFK'd for like a day at work when it was really slow. I'd just log in on a remote desktop and click on the Czar every 20 minutes. I went from like not even, I think it was 90 thieving or something, like the minimum level to pickpocket them, and I went to 43 mil in one night at work. And I got enough Tockle for my Onyx and then some extra, and I got like 1,000 of all each type of gem.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. It was pretty
because the
cracked.
gems are noted, right?
Yeah, they're noted. And there's an area like right by the fishing spot there where there's like 6 or 7 of them all in a small area.
Oh, yeah.
So it was pretty good. I think it would be kind of strong to give everyone access to that without any region restrictions.
I'm just a crybaby.
Yeah.
That's just who I am.
It's okay. I get a cry about not having GP, and
they should give everybody Golden God while we're at it. Just give everybody Golden God. You can alch stuff and turn money into bones.
The Golden God, it gives you so much stuff. You know, it's funny. We've been talking a lot about like Golden God, and I've mentioned Reloaded. When are they going to do anything about Equilibrium? They have tried this relic so many times, and it is so bad.
It's good for people who want to max, but it's so boring.
Is it good for people that want to max? I feel like
everybody
you're better off.
Everybody that I've seen that is like hardcore and wanting to max and wanting to get 200 mils and like competitively play, the early game boosted XP is...
I feel like it's good for 200 mils. I don't know if it's good for maxing, though.
I may be wrong. I may be wrong. Chaos Claire says you can't fix it without making it broken beyond belief. But I don't think that necessarily is true. The way that I would make Golden God work is that you get XP equal to 10% of your level in the skill that you're training. And then you just get like a small amount of token XP in whatever your lowest skill is. And if you are already 200 mil in a skill you stop getting token XP for it. So like you can't just spam Thief Czars and max without training anything. You've already gotten 200 mil. So then the game registers that you are no longer getting actual XP. So then you just don't get token XP anymore. That's now it's not broken. Yes, you got a lot of XP going up to 200 mil, but it stops once you hit 200 mil.
Yeah, I think there's enough fast skills to abuse that, like Chaos Cleric said, because like you can take your combats. Each one of those is a 200 mil that you could get, and then you got thieving or any of the like woodcutting, mining, or fishing, whichever one ends up being your choice that league, and then you got fire making. And
so why? Okay, the question I have for everybody that is still in the realm of this is too broken, why is that where we draw the line? Because for me, Golden God is broken beyond belief. It is absolutely busted that you don't need runes, you don't need the level, and you don't stop. You don't stop alching. And you can use the money that you've just made to have unlimited prayer XP for free. So, like, there are so many things within leagues that is broken beyond belief.
Yeah.
That to me, having a small amount of token XP given whenever you train a skill in your lowest skill, it doesn't seem to be
it would probably
wildly
be fine
out
if
of
it
the question
existed.
for a league. Yeah.
Because like, if that's how Equilibrium worked from the start, I don't think anyone would bat an eye at it.
No.
I think it would really depend on how much XP you ended up getting. But I do think it's kind of boring just to be able to like, I'm going to go do, another skill and end up maxing everything else. I think I'd rather just see them scrap the relic and like not bring it back. I want something more interesting.
Apparently the only one that wanted it was Mod Arcane.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And he continually pushes for it. So they may just be like, Arcane, it's not happening. Like, you got your one. This is your last hurrah. This is your magnum opus where we're not doing it. But yeah, I guess if there is any feedback to Jagex, it's like, guys, Equilibrium is not fun.
It's not interesting.
And it's not interesting. And either A, make it interesting, or B, just kill it. Just get it out of here. Because that slot took up something that could have been a lot more fun.
Yeah, it doesn't bring the wow factor. Like, Golden God brings the wow factor. Reloaded is really interesting because it lets you pick another thing, you know? Equilibrium is boring.
Reloaded was the last thing that I thought I would ever see in a league's offering. Like,
I think
when
it's
they
really
said,
cool.
You can go back, I'm like, what? That's an option?
Mm-hmm.
That didn't even cross my mind. Like, we move on from tier to tier and we just forget that potentially you could go back. It's really cool.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I think there's like a lot of really cool reloaded options, like for future leagues too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, depending on what
Reloaded
they offer.
2, you go back and you pick another choice. Like later, like you have 10 tiers, and like at tier 5 and at tier 10, you can go back and pick 2. Mm-hmm. Reload twice. That would be kind of cool.
That'd be neat. Yeah, like,
yeah, there's just a lot of options.
I think it'd be cool if they added like a prestige option. Just go over again, do everything again.
Okay. How would that work?
I don't know. There's a lot of different ways they could go about it. But like maybe a tier 9, basically, once you hit enough points to hit that, you have the option to wipe your relics and basically just make new choices.
So go back from the start after you've gained all of the benefits from the relics in the beginning. Mm-hmm. Like, you could have got your 70 bill GP and then reloaded and not had to pick it. That would be cool. That would be probably the most busted of all.
Yeah,
the relics.
I think they would have to not give you ranks if you did that.
No,
because people would be very upset about that otherwise. But.
Ooh, okay. Here's a concept for a league: unranked.
Mm-hmm.
But the unranked options make you even more cracked than you are as a normal leagues player. Like, cracked times 10. Like you just get, I don't know. Like, in terms of craziness, I'm just throwing this out there. You would have access to every relic. There wouldn't be a choice. You could have all three choices in every option.
So
But
basically,
your
Shattered
leagues-
Relic.
Yeah, but you're
Which-
you're unranked. Like you're not fighting anybody for the prestige of being like, I have the most leagues points.
I think that wouldn't
And maybe your
work.
points don't accrue for like the main game at that point either.
I think that wouldn't
you
work
can't go-
simply because when you have everything, nothing feels special, right? That was the problem
True.
with Shattered Relic, I feel, for a lot of people. To be honest, I burnt out before I experienced this, but from what I've heard from people that did play further into that league, you would just constantly change between your different relics, and you're
whatever
good
was
at
the most
basically
efficient.
everything, and it was just not super fun.
Yeah, true. The hard part about Shadow Relics was like you had to find each individual component.
Yeah.
And if you got really unlucky, you just didn't have that cool relic like combination. But yeah, I think you're right. In terms of like it being fun at the end of the day, it may get stale pretty quickly if you have Golden God and Production Master and Slayer and Overgrown, and like you've beaten the game in the first 10 minutes at that point once you get all of the relics unlocked.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like we could talk about leagues for another 6 hours, but
We've already gone
feel
longer
like
than we said we were going to.
Yeah, that's inevitable.
Yeah.
We like to yap. We're
yappers.
you and I and podcasters alike. We like to yap. That's why we're here. But I do think we should send these folks off to break, come back,
It's a good idea.
and do all the community stuff. So stick around after this. It'll probably be a recycled commercial because Oxie's out of town, but I'll try and pull it like an oldie but a goodie, something that we haven't seen in a while. Maybe you guys will see the Gnome Ball commercial that we haven't played in probably years. So stay tuned, and we'll see you after this.
Honor, integrity, keep the tradition. These are the values we need on the field.
Play ball.
My name is Coach G. Ballington, head coach of the official Gnome Ball League here at the Grand Tree, and I want you to join our team. Who's gonna step up? Gnome Ball is one of the roughest and toughest games this continent has ever seen. Built on a rivalry that still burns to this day, Gnome Ball challenges every ounce of your strength and wit. Form tackle, damn it! Form tackle! Only the strongest adventurers can make it here in the GBL. That's why I'm counting on you to show me what you've got. Get him chopping! Play well enough, and you'll be richer than you ever thought possible. And that's not all. You could find yourself in the GBL Hall of Fame, next to the greats like Speedy Sam, Norda Steel Arms Van Drummond, and the legendary Thunderlegs McNee. You think you got what it takes? Then get over to the Grand Tree and try your luck on the field. Do it for Neve! Honor, glory, and Gnome Ball await you, adventurer. So what are you waiting for?
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial break because I know that I sure did. It's a part of the show now where we're going to take some time to thank our patrons who support us on patreon.com/Xpwaste. There is a lot of different tiers for our Patreon, but I'm going to start out with the Wise Old Man tier. Thank you to our newest Wise Old Man patrons, Rune, who's joining us for the first time tonight in the recording booth, and Bridget W. Thank you for being our newest Wise Old Man patrons. We appreciate your support. And I can't wait to see you both in the recording booth and hanging out with us while we record. And now on the screen is the other fine folks in the Wise Old Man tier. Thank you to every single one of you for your support for the show. It means so much to us that you would choose to support monetarily and allow us to do the things that we do. I have been editing the show full time and taking kind of a paycheck. I wouldn't call it a paycheck. I'm editing the show full time while I'm unemployed, and we've been able to pay me to do that so I can have some supplementary income. And that's been really nice. That's been an amazing thing to have access to while I am unemployed. And it gives Oxie a break from not having to edit, which is amazing.
Hey, man, get that back.
Thank you. Yeah. So thank you to our Wise Old Man patrons. Moving on over now to our KBD patrons. This won't be the last time we read out names, but it will be the second time. And these are all of our KBD patrons. The next tier up that gets a shout out. You guys are amazing. And you're all going to get a shout out here by name. Starting at the top, big thank you to Boston Sport 5, Brian M, Brooks 70, Oxie's dad, my dad, all of our dad. What's up, Dad? Cloud Kicker, Dickie Bird, Elite Oreo Dunker, Jax Leagues, baby, GIM. Wonder when he's going to change that. Lil Drakey, our third favorite Patreon supporter, whose name is Ralph, Run Metal 15, Rylithian, Sparky Life, The Big G Jordy, and Warbatroning. Again, thank you so much to all of our KBD patrons. Y'all are amazing for your continued support. Moving on to our final shout out tier. This is the big bad one. This is the big bad Jad tier, as I so affectionately just coined you guys. These are the Tiz Talk Jad folks. These guys are the cream of the crop. The light of my world, if you will. Just giving you a little extra love, you know. So these guys also get a shout out every single week. And without further ado, we'll get into it. Thank you so much. And big shout out starting with Basic Pickle, Captain Crash into Superior Bloodveld Tush. I freaking love that. Legend Gary, Michael's not so secret lover, still secret enough that he doesn't know who I am, and I do know who you are. Wink, wink.
Patreon doxes
pick a different name.
all of you.
Patreon does dox all of you. Well, they didn't change their profile picture, and so having known who this person was before, when they were in the KBD tier, I remember their profile picture. So yes, they do dox all of you though. Like I have your name and your email and all of that. And I can click on your name and see what your Discord name is too. That's kind of interesting. But moving on, we have Rack Roll, Rune Cup Cleric, Soggy Waffles, and the S tier Deviled Egg, aka Casey Champ. Thank you so much for that. He wanted me to he messaged in the recording booth chat, Casey, and he was bummed that Oxie wasn't going to be here for that. But I'm hoping next week, when Oxie actually reads the Patreon shoutouts 2 weeks from now, that he'll find that one, that little gem. Because if I had to guess, and I may be wrong, Oxie, and if you're here, you're here. But if I had to guess, Oxie is not listening to this part. He may just be working out, maybe driving, and Oxie is here with us, listening. But if he didn't hear that, it's going to be so good when he comes back to the show and has to read that live on the podcast. So thank you so much to all of our KBD patrons and our Jad tier patrons and our Wise Old Man patrons. All of you are so amazing. If you want to support us and do what they do and get a shout out potentially, you can go to patreon.com/Xpwaste. We have a lot of different tiers for you to choose from, ranging from $1 all the way up to the $50 tier that you just heard me shout out. If you're in the $50 tier, one of the cool things is, yes, you'll get your name shouted out. Yes, you have access to the recording booth. But in this tier specifically, we've added the merch option. So if you're in the tier for 3 months consecutively, you'll get sent a exclusive, one-of-a-kind, designed by me or Oxie shirt that is only going to be available to these tiers of patrons. We will not release it as merch. To buy it, you'll just have to be in the Jad tier to receive it. So that's something special that you guys get. We're looking at potentially doing something special for the KBD tier too, but on a smaller scale, like stickers or something like that, just so we can have a variety of rewards. But yeah, that's going to do it for the Patreon. Again, thank you so much to all of you there. This is the section now, moving on to what we would normally do. We would normally stop here and do the community question, but I think last time we recorded, Oxie and I were just like, yeah, we don't have a community question because the last one we asked was so long ago. And then we just breezed over it. We didn't even ask you a new community question. So in terms of anybody that would have commented on the last episode. Let me look. So, like, I guess we could read. There's four comments on the Spotify account. We could go over those.
There's some YouTube comments.
Why not? There's some YouTube comments. Yeah, why not? Okay. So we didn't ask specifically a community question, but we do have some things to read. So Ty says on Spotify, all about the FWM gang baby, 460 smacking back-to-back megas in 12 hard modes. Go burr. You're living everyone's dream. Mr. I got 2 mega rares in 2 raids. So yeah. There are people, there's Zarnik, I think, in our clan. There's people in our clan that have over 65 or 70 hard modes. Oh. Not a single mega rare. I think it's Zerniak, if I'm not mistaken, has at this point probably over 70 hard modes without a mega rare. More than 70. So that's kind of cracked. Foxen in the Forest says, I got into League super late, but I'm coming back from a year break from OSRS. I've been listening to your podcast from the start, and I sometimes go listen to the newest. Love the content. Keep it up. Hell yeah. Well, Fox in the Forest, you're never really too late to leagues unless you start maybe on the last day. Any time is a good time to get into leagues because it's like the progression is so fast. Like, why not? You know, just get into it. Even if you if you're listening to this right now, and we're now 3 weeks into the league, it's still not too late. You can play leagues and have fun even at this stage in the game because there are people who have played from the start until now who got burned out. You still have like 4 weeks left. So hop in. When I logged in today, it says I had 38 days. So by the time this is posted, we still have over a month. So hop in. Napes says, if you picked dodgy deals over Forager, it means you enjoy farming, and I simply don't trust you. If you picked dodgy deals over Forager, it means you enjoy farming? Huh. I picked dodgy deals, and I don't really enjoy farming. Interesting. Well, I picked both, so I don't know what to say. You can trust me or not, but it doesn't sound like you trust me and you do trust me. You don't trust me and you do? We didn't think about this contingency here. This was not considered. And finally on Spotify, Josh says, I am loving Varlamore. So much new content I haven't explored on my main. I'm only tier 5 right now, but Dodgy Deals has made one of my least favorite skills such a breeze. I'm not taking a raid region as I won't be invested enough in leagues in a few weeks to learn Cox or Tob. Plus, I have the Coliseum to learn. I really just care about getting enough points for a few of the rewards in the main game. I'm having a blast on my first ever leagues. Let's go. Not taking a raid region feels bad, but I definitely understand the not having enough time for it at the end of the day. Like, what are you gonna do? Not take a raid region, I guess. It's fine. On YouTube, there's actually a lot of replies here, but I'll find the ones that are thematic.
I like Flame 2089's reply.
Flames is good. Flames 2089 says, I found the cast from the Guthix Rest podcast and decided to watch because the Hanani episodes were amazing. Funnily enough, I just went through the Leagues episode with Double Shine yesterday, so amazing timing. Shout out to Guthix Rest.
The rare reverse Guthix Rest to Xpwaste.
It's got to happen more than we think, though.
I don't know. I'm a weirdo, and I check whenever someone joins the Guthix Rest server. It's very rare someone joins and isn't also in the Xpwaste server.
In TNL?
Yeah.
That's true.
It happens, but not very often.
It's a good trade-off, though. Yeah, it can happen. Slothius, I think that's how you say your name. Solathis says, I'm definitely going to be trying the Inferno for leagues eventually. Last leagues were my first ever Fire Cape and all the raids. This league will be my first Coliseum and the Inferno. Well, hey, you're only going up, so you can't lose at this point. You can't lose. And they also said, my idea for Equilibrium is no matter what you do, you get 10% of your XP gain sent to your lowest level skill. Like a mini passive Tears of Guthix. So, okay. So no matter what you do, you only get 10% sent to your lowest skill. So then you don't get the bonus XP on top of it? I could see that, but that's also kind of boring. In terms of a relic, that's just kind of boring. Yeah. Maybe it's like they kind of have, maybe they incorporate some sort of relic with like the Tears of Guthix, where every day you get Tears of Guthix. And see, I can't even think of any good rewards. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. Anyway, moving on. Kelvin De Jesus says, Michael, do agility at the underwater thieving in Fossil Island. Tons of XP and XP lamps from the fossils for smithing. I think it's 2 million XP from lamps if you're at times 16.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot. So with XP lamps, I just looked up and somebody's dropping DK's rings and Chambers Uni.
I don't know if you saw the pile.
34 arcanes?
Yeah, 34 arcanes and 33 dexes.
33 dexes?
Yeah.
Holy shit. So it is a lot of XP, and it will be something that I'm definitely going to be doing. So thanks for the shout out there.
Mm-hmm.
And next up, Ryansmore says, what if Corner Cutter allowed you to do any agility shortcut regardless of your level? Well, now that you say that,
nice
it
little
should
perk.
have.
Yeah.
It should have. Like, that should have been on the on the list day one.
I still wouldn't have taken it.
Sure, right? But like,
so what's the point of that? Because you're going to have 99 very quickly anyways.
You are going to have 99 quickly.
It helps in like day 1 and 2.
Very true.
But then afterwards, it doesn't do anything.
But you could get it for that reason, though, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what if somebody was like, I don't really care about agility. I'm never going to max anyway. And they just picked it so that they could have the shortcuts without ever having to do it. Because for me, I know that if I had that relic in the wilderness day one, it would have been kind of busted getting around in the Reb Caves. It's a very small and niche use case, but it would actually be kind of fun to just not have the need for any sort of like levels getting around in the Reb Caves. So maybe cool. And finally, in the YouTube comments, Salathius also commented this one. I should have read it earlier, but it was near the bottom. And they said, my idea for the clue compass would be that you need to fill each stash unit before you can teleport to them. And I think definitely in terms of balancing, that should have been taken into consideration. Definitely, like, for sure, 100%. Because the fact that you can just teleport to any stash unit, whether it's filled or not, has resulted in some broken gameplay. But I enjoy it. I can't say that I wouldn't do anything different. I will stand by that Clue Compass was the best teleport relic. Well, that's going to do it for the community question, unless Sparre has any other thoughts.
No, that's about it.
Cool. Well, we're not going to see you guys next week, but the week after will be the episode relating to either our goals or our Xpwaste year in review. So the community question this week, which we will answer in 2 weeks from now, will be, what is something that you're very proud of that you did in 2024? It could be in RuneScape. It could be IRL. Just something that you're very, very proud of that you did in 2024. We'll read those off in a couple of weeks whenever we have that episode. But you can comment on the YouTube video, or you can comment on Spotify, and we'll read them. And now I'm actually going to send it on over to Sparre to read the achievement of the week.
Starting off with the skilling section. This is a small achievement of the week. I'm looking at it. It's one page, not even one page.
Not about the size.
It's about the skills we got along the way.
It's about what you do with it.
The skilling section, starting off, 99 Achilles achieved 99 defense. Danish Deity achieved 99 Herblore and 99 Hunter. Schnoodly? That's a great name.
I love that name.
They achieved 99 Slayer. Trash Pats got 99 Smithing. Dean got 99 Slayer. Shinkiro got 99 crafting. Epic Lex got 99 woodcutting. Buckets with a Z got 99 mage. Monkey Bonana got 99 woodcutting. Laura got 99 runecrafting, 99 fishing, and 99 herblore. And is one prayer level from max. That's crazy.
2276.
Are they planning a max party soon?
They didn't say.
Well, make sure you look around in the Discord for that. I'm sure it'll be posted at some point. And then moving on to the combat section. For first Fire Capers, congratulations. You've defeated the Fight Caves, killed Jad. We got Switchy and Dice Hunter. And Raymer has achieved their Missouri crafting kit. Let's go. And in the miscellaneous section, we have a few. First Quest Cape, Gowerly. Let's go. Main Sequence got their Diary Cape. And then some IRL achievements here that are being typed as I read these off. Shift Sniper achieved 99 girlfriend. They got engaged. Congratulations. And Ketone achieved 99 father. They're a new dad. Hell yeah. Congratulations.
Those are always so fun.
Maybe we need to do an achievement of the week over on the Gothic Rest podcast.
I think it would be fun. Like, we don't have any sort of copyright or nothing's proprietary about it. But it is a fun way to get, it is a fun way to get the community involved.
But also then I think about all the work I'd had to do reading it all off and curating a list. Yeah.
And is Bird going to do it? I don't know.
No, he will not.
Man, he doesn't edit. He doesn't type. I don't know.
Type.
He doesn't play RuneScape. What do you do,
true.
Bird?
He does. All he does is PoE 2 and eat hot chip. What is he doing right now? PoE. Oh
Still?
My gosh. Yeah.
Poe?
He I think he just logged in for the day. I think he's been out and about.
Go. Bird, do better. That being said, that's going to do it for Achievement of the Week. If you did something awesome and you want to tell us about it, make sure you join the Discord, discord.gg/OSRSTNL, and post about it in the Levels and Achievements chat. That's where we pull everything that you heard today and everything you will hear for Achievement of the Week. It's all pulled from the Levels and Achievements channel, whether that's, a 99, a first Fire Cape, whatever you think is cool. We may not shout it out, but it's definitely something that we as a Discord love to see. We have people post things like milestone achievements. There are people that post like numbers of collection logs. It's crazy. There's a bunch of stuff.
Streaks.
Dry streaks and levels and achievements. I've seen people post like their deaths at the Inferno.
That's an achievement. New PBs.
Yeah, it's an achievement. New PBs are achievements. So, anything goes, I guess. But if it's cool, we'll shout it out. But again, the Discord is discord.gg/OSRSTNL. The link will be in the description. Now it is time for the last part of the show that will never go anywhere. We're going to do this until the end of time. Time itself will end, but we'll still be doing the fun questions. So Oxie is not here to say his famous words, but I will say them now. I will take on the mantle and I will say them now. And that is, Sparre, my friend, do you have a fun question for us today?
I didn't prepare. I didn't do the homework, Michael.
Do you have access to the fun question channel?
I do. I think anyone with a patron
role. No,
role.
it's patron lock, but you have the patron role. Yeah.
I don't think I should have the patron role, but that's a topic for another discussion.
Uh-oh.
I don't think I pay for that anymore. I do have access to it. The last question was asked on the 7th.
We could do that one. Definitely do that one.
All right. What is the highest level attackable NPC in RuneScape that you think you could take in a fist fight? Your real life self, no protection prayers, no weapons, just mono-y monster, what do you think you could take with your
That was
bare
asked by
hands?
Dinosaur,
Yeah.
by the way. Shout out to Dinosaur, our resident fun question asker.
And a patron over on the Guthix Rest Podcast.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Shout out to the Gothic Rest Podcast. What is the highest level attackable NPC that I could take in a fist fight?
Oh, God. I don't even know if I could take a goblin. I'm going to be honest.
I could for sure take a goblin. 100%. I'm fighting a goblin. I even think I could take on like as funny as it sounds, like a unicorn or something with my bare hands.
I think a horse would mess me up. Sorry, a
Maybe
unicorn.
in a fight. Ugh, hold on. Maybe in a fight. Yeah. A unicorn might do some damage.
All right, let's...
Even like, okay, thinking about NPCs that are low level, most of them have like weaponry
Yeah.
with them. So like a dark wizard, they're going to mess you up. A barbarian is going to mess you up.
Mm-hmm.
Is it really a goblin? Is that really where we're stopping? A level 2 man.
Okay.
Just a guy.
So, I think I could take on a giant snail. They do use, like,
Oh.
ranged attacks. But I think I could take one on.
Okay, do I need to pull up an NPC list real quick?
They're combat level 139.
What?
There's different ones. 80 to 109 to 139. I think I could take on maybe the middle tier there.
Okay. I'm trying to see if we have a bestiary. Oh, we do.
Yeah.
Levels. I'm going to just search from level 30.
Mm-hmm.
So we have jaguars are level 31.
Absolutely not.
A mud skipper is level 31.
I think this question is the do you think you could take a gorilla in a fight question, but disguised as a RuneScape question. I think the people that are like, yeah, I could take a gorilla in a fight are going to say that they can take on like a Joker, right?
Yeah.
But I think any reasonable person's like, yeah, I could maybe take on a brine rat.
Oh gosh, a brine rat? Yeah. There's a lot like
There's a lot of like weird little guys that are like really high level for some reason, like brine rats are level 70. I could probably
anything
take a
in
brine
the
rat.
100 if I can find something in the 100 combat realm,
Mhm.
I think I'll be a happy camper because I literally think we're topping out at like level 30. Maybe.
You don't think you could take a brine rat?
How
They're 70.
Oh, a brine rat is combat level 70? Bro, can you imagine trying to fist fight a rat with sharp teeth and it's like scurrying around and
Are
like
they a Slayer
jumping
monster?
and nipping at you? They are, I think.
So you had to have a Slayer level to kill them. So there's something special about brine rats that the average person can't just punch a rat to death.
No.
What makes brine rats special? What makes them not just a normal rat that you can beat to death?
Exactly. There's a double agent who is level 108.
That's just a man.
He's just a guy with a briefcase.
Yeah.
I think I could take on double agent because he's the only one here that's not like, this guy's a giant. You said giant snail was level 109.
Yeah.
That might be where it tops it out for me because everything else, even like a ghost,
Yeah.
I can't hurt a ghost, can I?
No.
My
And I
flimsy
think
self?
and I think anything
Just my regular self?
with a weapon or that like casts magic is out of the question.
Oh, 100%. Because you're dying immediately. If you're a regular Joe Schmo dude, dead on arrival.
Yeah.
There's a second part to this question. He said, also for funsies, let's say you live in a military base and have unlimited access to modern day weaponry. How much higher level could you go with modern weapons versus RuneScape monsters? Tanks, rifles, stealth bombers.
I mean, I think I'm going all the way to the top. I think I'm taking out like the highest combat level
Bro,
things.
with a machine gun,
Yeah.
you could take out anything.
Oh, okay. So here's an interesting thing. I think you could take on like Commander Zilliana with like a rock and nothing else. If you just like have enough cardio.
A rock?
Yeah, just throw rocks at her.
Oh my gosh.
Because she doesn't have any ranged attacks, right?
Oh my gosh.
So you just run around throwing rocks at her as she slowly walks at you. You just treat it like you would the real God Wars dungeon.
Yeah, but like if you're regular self, how quickly are you going to run out of breath?
Oh, I am not fit at all, so I would probably die pretty quickly.
So, yeah, you're dead, dude.
But I think like someone that's more fit could do so.
I see. So the highest level monster in the game currently is Echo Soul Heredit. Echo Soul Heredit.
I'm not taking on
combat
Echo Soul.
level 19. He's combat level 1953.
Mm-hmm.
That's bonkers.
I did not know Soul was the newest, highest combat level creature in the game. I thought it was still Verzik. That's interesting.
Oh, Verzik he's not much higher.
Yeah.
Soul is 1563 and Verzik is 1520.
Specifically
That's
in
crazy.
P3.
Oh, does she change in P1?
Yeah. P1 and P2
Really?
has different combat levels.
Oh, P1 is only level
1040.
1040.
Yeah.
And then is P2 lower than that?
P2 is 1265.
Oh.
So it just goes
Am I
up and up
blind?
and up as... you might be.
Oh, I am blind. Yep, 100% blind. Well, thank you, Dinosaur, for that fun question. Super fun to imagine how bad I am IRL, and topping out at level 3 goblins was peak. But yeah, anything. I think anything in the game is fair game if you have access to like grenade launchers, rocket launchers, and stealth bombers. Nothing is out of the question as a regular guy.
Oh, you know what? Gluff is sitting at 431. I think I could take that little gnome bastard.
Is it Gluff as himself? Or is it Gluff the big enraged
Oh, it might be the
dude?
big guy. Yeah, okay.
Because when he drank that potion,
Yeah, it's a big guy. I couldn't
he
pick
got
him.
he got a lot stronger. If you want to send us a fun question, you can do so a couple of ways. One of the most effective ways is to join the Patreon and have access to our fun questions channel. But we will not stop there as far as reading fun questions. If you post one in the Xpwaste chat, if we see it, I will sometimes just copy and paste those into the fun questions channel so that we have a record of those. But you can send us an email. You can send us a postcard. You can message us on whatever social media we may or may not use, and ask us a fun question. It can be anything. Usually it's RuneScape related, but we've had some pretty wacky ones that were not. So anything goes, really. And we will get to those questions eventually. But yeah, thank you to Dinosaur again for always asking super, super fun questions. Is it now the end of the show, my dear friend Sparre? Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
I mean, there's plenty we could talk about, but I think for the sake of, we've already gone for 2.5 hours, and you said
True.
you wanted this to be maybe an hour and a half.
You know, sometimes you set an expectation, and that's only to have like a base, you know? Because if I said like, hey, let's do this, it'd probably be like 4 hours.
Yeah,
just yapping
easily.
You know? Easy.
Yeah, we were
So,
talking pre-recording about maybe talking about some of the blogs that came out before. So
we could have gone for so much
we could
longer.
have gone very long. But
Well, then that is going to do it then. That is the end of the show. Thank you so much to everyone who made it this far, and for listening to the show. If you guys want to listen to more of Sparre, you can head on over to Spotify, YouTube, and just search the Guthix Rest Podcast. Join up on their Discord. Say what's up. You know, interact with their community as well. Did you want to plug any of your personal stuff, Sparre?
I mean, follow us on Blue Sky. We're on there now.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
I need to make a Blue Sky account for the show, but that's another. It would just be another social media that I have to manage. So not really too motivated to do that.
I made the Guthix Rest account, but I haven't actually done much on it. I need to get just in the habit of using that over Twitter.
That makes sense.
I'll probably still use both for some time. I don't really like Twitter that much anymore, just because the feed tends to be kind of garbage. But yeah, check out us on Blue Sky. Also, listen to our episode on the Sebe cast. It was pretty good.
Oh, right.
You guys were on the Sebe cast too. It was
we
good.
were. So when you're done listening to the Guthix Rest, then you listen to the Boom Bape episode. And then when you're done with that one, listen to the Xpwaste episode of Sebe. Get the trifecta.
Hell yeah.
That's going to do it for the show, guys. Thank you so much to everyone who listened. Like I said, if you want to find our links, they will all be in the description below. Make sure to grab your Merry Xpwaste Christmas sweater before they're gone. I think I put them to, I think the link for that essentially will go away the day after Christmas or something. So if you wanted to grab a Christmas sweater this year, they are a little bit different than the ones we did last year. They're the pixelated logo that I did with the pixel art program. So grab your Christmas sweaters.
Is that at
xpwaste.shop? xpwaste.shop. That'll be the one. But everything else is in the description. If you guys want to join our Patreon, join the Discord, everything will be in there. And you can just find them there. So thank you so much for listening to the show, and we'll see you guys. And we hope you have a Merry Christmas. If you celebrate, happy holidays. And we'll see you guys closer to the new year. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.